Greg again for PianoCraft. As you can see, we have a lot of pianos to take care of here, and when you have this many pianos and this many different kinds of finishes, it can really be a challenge. So we thought it would be fun to do a quick video on some of the different finishes that are on pianos and how you take care of them. We're going to start with an American-made piano. Most all pianos that were built in the United States in the last 100 years have a lacquer finish. That's been the traditional finish on many wooden products. The trick with lacquer finishes is you'll want to keep away from using any products that have wax or silicone. Those are two big no-nos to put on a lacquer finish. What happens over time is that wax or silicone builds up on the finish of the piano, and it really becomes a real problem on how you remove this. If the finish ever has to be repaired and it's got any silicone on the surface, it's almost impossible for the touch-up guy to fix it. So what we use at PianoCraft is the product we use happens to be a product called Guardsman. There's other good products out there. Just make sure that they don't have any wax and no silicone. And then we use microfiber cloths for all of the finishes. They won't scratch the finish, and what we generally do is spray the product directly on the cloth and then wipe the piano. And just get rid of fingerprints and dust that way. And the lacquer finishes, as long as you don't use wax or silicones, they'll stay looking pretty great for a lot of years. Most of the more modern pianos today have what's called a polyester finish. They're fairly easy to spot because generally, historically, they've mostly been on high gloss pianos. But this is a finish very similar to what might be on an automobile. It's a much harder finish. There's several advantages to it, although there are some downsides as well. One of the advantages is it's very resistant to stains from water. So you could actually, I wouldn't recommend you do this, but you could take a glass of water and set it on this piano and leave it overnight and come back the next day, and it's not going to leave a ring on a piano that has a polyester finish. If you do that on a piano that has a lacquer finish, you're going to have a ring, and it's going to be a real nightmare to get rid of it. Now, the products that we use to clean the polyester finishes are a little different. They're actually products that we get usually at an automotive store, and there's a product specifically called Final Finish from Meguiar's that you spray on the cloth and wipe it off. It does a great job of getting rid of fingerprints and any kind of dust and debris. They're also doing now polyester finishes in what appears to be lacquer, but it's not. Like, this is a new production wood finish in a satin finish, but the actual finish is still polyester. Polyester is pretty much taken over on 90% of the piano production now. And so we'd use the same kind of products on this. That Final Finish from Meguiar's is good. There's some other ones here. Again, you don't want anything on these finishes that are wax or silicone, and use microfiber. If you do that, you should have a good looking piano for years to come. Thanks for watching. If you have any comments or questions, put them below in the comment section.